talk about the role of emotions. We all have emotions, even if some of us engage with them or not. We have thought patterns, we have thinking that we've had since really the beginning of time. And those thoughts actually drive emotional patterns. Many of us were not taught as we were growing up how to self-regulate. Even in my own family, as much as I love them, I had one parent who was like non-self-regulating. She was like 0 to 60, right? And then my dad was very controlled. In a lot of ways, you would say emotionally shut down. I'm so grateful to them. They've grown up so much over the years. However, that was really the reality for not only them, but so many other people, especially during different stages of time. Like we go from the Depression, we go from civil rights, we go to different wars. We were all in survival mode. And so the role of emotions really just didn't have validity, because if you had to feel, then you couldn't work and feed your family and all the things. So now, as we're in this new awakened era of time known as the Aquarian Age, we are all being fully expressed with our emotions. COVID really taught us to slow down and be present with ourselves, which is why so many people were freaking out. And so, however, if you don't address your emotional health and your emotional well-being, unfortunately, your physical health is going to suffer, right? And so we've learned from so many different gurus over time, like Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer, so many people, that your mindset not only plays a role, but also your emotions. And if you shut down and suppress your emotions, then it begins to create and develop disease. I'll give you an example. So I do work with a lot of people with autoimmune conditions and also people with cancer. And a lot of times when people develop, let's say, an autoimmune condition, it's because they've shut their emotional body down, but also too, they literally are self-criticizing and picking themselves apart. So much to the point that now their body is physiologically, meaning functionally, picking itself apart. That's what an autoimmune condition is. It's when the body has turned against itself and is literally picking themselves apart. The way out is actually self-forgiveness and self-acceptance, because when you begin to self-accept and self-forgive yourself, then you'll be able to shift not only your mindset, but also the actions that you're doing that are then creating disease, and you begin to create health rather than building disease. Take the instance for cancer. Cancer a lot of times comes from people who shut down their emotions, shut down their voice, don't want to talk about it out of fear of reactions from other people, or they just have learned that they're not important, so they suppress what they feel. And so that emotion is an energy. Now, Eastern medicine has talked about emotional and emotional health for centuries. Our Eastern medicine, like acupuncture, things like that, predates our Western medicine by over 10,000 years. So they have learned and taught us that emotions are frequency, right? And so just like Einstein said, it can never be created nor destroyed, but it can be transformed. So if you have this energy called an emotion running around, you have to do something with it. So you either process through it emotionally, you feel the feelings, you feel the grief, you feel whatever you need to feel, right, till its completion, or you suppress it and you store it in emotions. Let's take the emotion as anger, right? So a lot of times anger comes from lack of communication, which leads to frustration, then anger, and then eventually resentment and hatred, that kind of thing. Anger actually gets suppressed in your liver. So people that have, let's say, diabetes or cirrhosis of the liver or various liver conditions, oftentimes they exhibit the inability to communicate and express themselves and express their emotions in a healthy way. And because energy can't be created nor destroyed, it can only be transformed. They suppress it and then it stores in their organs. So this brings up the foundation of energy medicine. We'll be talking more about it when we look at the human biofield and all the various diagnostic tools that we have to be able to actually measure how emotions impact the body.